In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin re-enters price discovery mode. We'll also be discussing Michael Saylor to help Rumble CEO add Bitcoin to the balance sheet. Bring it. We'll also be discussing why the U.S. spot Bitcoin options launch is such a big deal. And that launches today. And lo and behold, we're in price discovery, as well as MicroStrategy to raise $1.75 billion with 0% interest notes to buy Bitcoin, as well as Bitcoin metric breakout teases inevitable 90% Bitcoin price rally in play. Also, backed shares surge 162% after reports suggest Trump media is buying it. We'll also be discussing BlackRock-backed strategic Bitcoin Reserve Satoshi Act, according to their CEO, Dennis Porter, which has confirmed it. I'm also going to go out there and say, I also endorse a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the United States. Let's go. We'll also be discussing Van Eck endorsing a strategic Bitcoin reserve. That's a $90 billion asset manager. And quoting Dennis Porter, the next president, U.S. senators, the largest asset managers in the world, the lawmakers across the globe are endorsing the strategic Bitcoin reserve. The time for the strategic Bitcoin reserve is now. And forget about six figures. Adam Back says seven figures is incoming if the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve happens. I'll also be sharing the latest updates from Max Kaiser regarding a $100,000 God candle in play. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. If you're new to the channel, very important to smash the likes, then go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, 7 days a week, just like this. Today is pod episode 1823. I'm your host, JV. It's November 19th, 2024. Bitcoin, another historic day. We just re-entered price discovery, broke the previous all-time high. The new all-time high is 94,100 over on Coinbase, and we're virtually 6,000 away from the coveted six-figure milestone, 100 G's, baby. And we have a live poll right now on the tube. When do you think we'll most likely hit that 100K target? Don't be a stranger. Do let me know. We are streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. There's a try stream. I'm going to be streaming over the course of the next couple of hours, so please spread the stream. It's greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. You should be able to see Coin 360 on your screen. It shows Bitcoin currently hovering at about 93,500, up 3% on the day. Again, we already tapped a new all-time high, surpassing 93.5, the previous all-time high we achieved 6 days ago. The new all-time high, according to Coinbase, is 94,100. I'll be pulling up some of the live charts here in a little bit. We have Ether pull back some, currently trading above 3,100, while the majority of the market is bullish and in the green. And checking out CoinMarketCap.com, the current crypto market cap continues on the rise at $3.12 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap is $1.85 trillion, also on the rise. We have 181 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance is 59.2%, with the Ether dominance continuing on the decline, now all the way down to 12.1%, the lowest we have seen it in years. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours, we got Bonk going bonkers, up 15%. We got Peanut the Squirrel. May he rest in peace. There was a meme coin created off the back of him, currently rated the 60th largest crypto in the world, up 13% on the day, 262% on the week, and with a 1.7 billion market cap. And we have the graph up 12%. Now, which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla at your boy and let me know. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the month. Virtually everything pumping big time in the forest green, and zooming in some on the weekly, similar, but I'd say maybe 80-20 in the green, and zooming in to the day, I'd say maybe 70-30 in the green. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're back at a 90 in extreme greed. The higher this number goes, the more likely of a pullback. Yesterday was an 83, last week an 80, and last month a 73 in greed. And checking out the time chain calendar, we have 178,916 blocks yet to the next halving. At 2028, we're currently on block 871,884, and you can only get 1,067 sats per dollar. I've been calling this for a minute. A couple of weeks ago, it was 1,800 sats per dollar. Before you know it, it'll be less than 1,000 sats per dollar, and you'll never be able to get more than 1,000 sats per dollar. So stack them sats. accordingly. But let's kick it off with our TA, aka astrology for the broskies. Headline reads, Bitcoin price analysis sees 94G swipe as ETF options launch officially arrive, which is today. Here you're looking at the 1 hour chart, and in a few moments we'll be pulling up the live charts and I'll break down all the targets. Bitcoin saw swings near all-time highs November 19th as geopolitical tension sparked risk asset volatility. Trading views showed 2.4% daily Bitcoin price gains, returning after a brief dip from the Wall Street Open. Market fluctuations came as the U.S. equities reacted to an escalation of the conflict between Russia and the Ukraine. Bitcoin did not stay low for long. It rebounded to 92.7, and then we just eclipsed the new all-time high a few moments ago before going live at now 94,100, virtually 6,000 away from six figures, family. Quoting Skew Analytics here. However, a key detail so far is the limit bids moving higher with the low time frame, higher lows, as referenced here with the bid liquidity for the exchange order books. I believe this is via, Binance, the largest exchange out there. Now, data from CoinGlass confirmed the bulk of the sell side interest lays around the existing highs, extending to 94,000, quoting Dan Crypto Trades. Large liquidation cluster at 93 plus, which also corresponds with the all-time high. The longer price consolidates around this region, the more likely we'll take out those highs. In fact, we just did, as more and more positions keep building up. And Justin Bennett, another analyst, anticipated a bullish short-term outcome for the current landscape, seeing the bulls taking a shot at 100 Gs in play. Quoting him here, a sweep of shorts seems likely, but with Tether dominance holding that 2018 trend line, the question is, does a 94,000 sweep turn into a deviation, or can Bitcoin finally push towards 100 Gs? Obviously, I am all for the 100 Gs. Let me know your thoughts. And of course, NVIDIA's continuing large earnings in the stock. It looks like NVIDIA and Tesla have been rocking it. But you know who has been outperforming everybody? MicroStrategy. They hit yet another all-time high today. I saw them roughly $420 per share. And before I pull up some of the live charts, I found this interesting. Chris Pavlovsky, the CEO of Rumble, asked, should Rumble add Bitcoin to the balance sheet? And Michael Saylor was like one of the first comments to respond, yes, I would be happy to discuss why and how with you. And he said, DMing you right now. Game on. Michael Saylor will help the Rumble CEO add the Bitcoin to the balance sheet. And I also agreed. I wrote to Chris, hell yes. Is that even a question? Of course. Now let's pull up some of the live charts, family, via TradingView, via Coinbase. Again, live and in the flesh. We're looking at the Coinbase charts. Here's the 1 day. I'd like to start at the 1 hour, and then we'll work our way backwards. So you can see the 1 hour chart, live and in the flesh via Coinbase, via TradingView. You have the blue target on your screen sitting at 105 Gs, baby. 105 Gs in play. Six figs. We don't play. We don't slay dragons. 2024 dragons were dragons that slay. Do you feel me? Now checking out the 4 hour chart. Bullishness as well. Green, 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 green. Latest candles. Bullish pennant formation sensation. We do have a green target sitting all the way at 108,000. That's a bullish pennant. Bring it. I can't wait. And after we get done with the news, we're going to convert today's pod into another pump watch because we're in price discovery. Where she stops, nobody knows, not even the crypto bros. But 108 is in play, family. And zooming out from the 4 hour, we'll check out the 1 day. And the 1 day chart, again, very bullish, forming a big green candle. I think this is likely to continue. We're so close to 100,000. Can you feel it? Can you feel it in the air? Like Phil Collins? Let me know. And zooming out from the daily, we'll check out the weekly, which is probably the most bullish of them all. We still have the sexy cup and handle target sitting above 124,000 in play for Q4. That may be bearish. 225, 250,000 in play Q4, according to our very own Oracle. What are your thoughts on that, family? Do let me know as we keep forming green weekly closes. Let's zoom out a little further and take a quick glimpse of the 1 month. Previous 2 months bullish, Moonvember. We still have a couple of weeks to go. big fat candle. This may be one of the biggest monthly candle closes we ever see. Times to tell, man. I mean, 100K in play. 100K in play. We just hit a new all-time high. We're in price discovery. The new all-time high is 94,100. Welcome everyone joining the stream. Let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss why the U.S. spot Bitcoin options launch is such a big deal. That went live today and we just hit a new all-time high. So let's break it down, shall we? The imminent launch of the spot Bitcoin ETF options of the U.S. may be a huge deal because extra liquidity should entice a new wave of institutional and retail investors, according to Joe Consorti. Quoting him here, the floodgates for Bitcoin's next evolution in the financial markets are about to open as the first spot Bitcoin ETF options are start trading, which they just did here this morning. Head of the growth of the Bitcoin custody firm Thea in a video shared, and they also shared that the Options Clearing Corporation, the OCC, said it was preparing to launch the investment vehicles, beginning with the BlackRock iShares Bitcoin Trusts. IBIT. Quoting them again. The launch of the spot Bitcoin ETF options specifically for the IBIT vehicle marks the beginning of a new era for price dynamics, volatility, and institutional adoption. Institutional FOMO like a mofo. The head of the EP listings over at the NASDAQ, Allison Hennessy. Hey, sipping Hennessy. Said that the exchange intended to list and trade the spot Bitcoin ETF options as early as November 19th. That's today, obviously. Spot Bitcoin ETF options are financial derivatives that give investors the right, but not the obligation, to buy or sell shares of the spot crypto ETFs at predetermined prices. Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas said that this was a BFD by the frickin' dip, bro. Spot Bitcoin ETF options begin trading on the NASDAQ tomorrow. Here's why it matters. You damn right. He said that the options are the foundations of capital markets as they provide liquidity, price discovery, and risk management tools, particularly for the institutional investors that drive a lot of the core of the market. He also says this matters hugely because in traditional markets, derivatives are 10 to 20 times sized the underlying market cap. But with Bitcoin listed derivatives are less than 1% of the 1.8 trillion spot market cap, Bitcoin derivatives are vastly underdeveloped, and this limits the market's maturity because there's a huge institutional demand for these products from hedging and allocation perspectives. He also said that most Bitcoin derivatives are traded offshore or over the counter on venues such as Dribit, which currently has 31 billion in open interest. While U.S. investors are locked out, the U.S. equity markets are the largest and most liquid in the world, comprising 44% of the 109 trillion global equity market. He also shared listing options on Bitcoin ETFs bring Bitcoin into the largest capital market in the world and unlocks unprecedented opportunities because of this, namely liquidity and depth. So there you go, yo. It's already game on, family. And how cool is it? We got the front run, the institutions, Wall Street, BlackRock, U.S. government. Game on. So you already know. But we're going to dive into our next story of the day. We just discussed the latest with the Bitcoin options market, which officially went live. Next, we're going to be discussing MicroStrategy after just purchasing $4.6 billion. They just made an announcement purchasing another additional $1.75 billion. You can't make this ish up. Headline reads, MicroStrategy to raise $1.75 billion with 0% interest notes to buy the biddy. So let's break this baby down. MicroStrategy, the largest corporate hodler of Bitcoin, is set to raise $1.75 billion from senior convertible notes. Here's the kicker: at 0% interest. Talk about the mega play. I mean, how much money would you borrow? Think about this. If you can borrow infinite money at 0% interest and buy Bitcoin, how much money would you borrow? As much as you can possibly get, would you not? So yeah, that's exactly what MicroStrategy is doing, yo. MicroStrategy said it intends to use the net proceeds from this offering to acquire additional Bitcoin and for general corporate purposes. Let's freaking go. I mean, pretty wild, eh? The business intelligence firm 0% senior convertible note means it will not pay regular interest to bondholders. And Michael Saylor made the announcement here. MicroStrategy announces proposed private offering of $1.75 billion of convertible senior notes. These convertibles are sold at a discount and will instead mature to face value if they are not converted prior to the maturity date, which is 2029. In the MicroStrategy case, my question for the broskies here: what will the Bitcoin price be in 5 years in 2029 when they got to pay that back? Probably going to be $1 million or more. Crazy, right? They're also senior to common stock in the sense that the holders have priority in the event of bankruptcy or liquidation. That's right. MicroStrategy could buy another 19,000 Bitcoin at the current prices if it were to spend the entire 1.75 billion on the biddy. Bitcoin Treasury's data shows it currently holds 331,200 Bitcoin with over 30 billion following the purchase of another 4.6 billion worth of Bitcoin on November 18th. And that's off the back of them recently announcing they're going to be purchasing freaking 42 billion worth of Bitcoin over the course of the next 3 years. And at the rate he's going, he may achieve that within the first year. Their overall goal for MicroStrategy, and Max has reiterated this as well, is to hold virtually 5% of the Bitcoin circulating supply, which is just above 1 million Bitcoin. They're already virtually a third to their goal with 331,000. Now, MicroStrategy bought 142,000 Bitcoin this year. Just this year, in 2024, worth roughly 13 billion. At the current prices, Michael Saylor's firm is now up 133% on its Bitcoin investment strategy, having bought its Bitcoin for an average purchase price of 39 Gs. And he says they'll continue buying the top forever because it's going up forever, Laura. MicroStrategy shares increased nearly 13%. Setting a new closing high of $374 yesterday, and I just got word it's already like $450 today. It's continuing to soar, unlike we have seen anything else in the stock market. Last month, MicroStrategy revealed its plan to raise $42 billion, as I referenced, over the next 3 years to stack more of the Bitcoin under its 2021 plan, consisting of $21 billion in equity and $21 billion in fixed income securities. So you already know, I mean, Michael Saylor is not slowing down. He single-handedly is leading this bull market, I mean, alongside BlackRock, Larry Fink, and the rest of the broskies. I don't know who I give Employee of the Month for November. Is it Michael Saylor or is it Larry Fink? Maybe I got to give it to Saylor. Yeah, I mean, Michael the Sailor Man, toot toot. Let me know your thoughts. But anyways, fam, keep the comments flowing. But we're going to dive into our next story of the day, discuss the Bitcoin metric breakout teasing the inevitable 90% Bitcoin price rally. 90% practically is 100%. Come on now. Double the Bitcoin price to 180,000. It's time. Let's break this baby down, shall we? Bitcoin may see a strong bull rally if one classic Bitcoin price metric repeats the historical breakout. We're talking about the Pure multiple family, so let's discuss it. Bitcoin bulls will benefit from an average Bitcoin price surge of 90% if the Pure multiple stages a rare breakout. Analyzing behavior over the past 5 years, CryptoQuant shows the metric has crossed its 365-day moving average just 3 times. On each occasion, Bitcoin experienced significant price surges. Pure multiple helps us understand the market cycles from the mining perspective. It is a crucial indicator of evaluating the mining profitability, as outlined right here in the chart. The Pure measures the daily volume of the minted or mined Bitcoin to their 365-day moving average to provide an insight into the miner stability. And when the value crosses the moving average trend line, it tends to coincide with the rapid Bitcoin price gains. In March of 2019, a Pure golden cross was followed by an 83% rally. January 2020 sparked a 113% upside, while the most recent cross in January offered 76% returns. This data shows that after the Pure multiple settles above the SMA 365, which is the simple moving average, an average increase of around 90% of the Bitcoin price has historically followed. CryptoQuant said favorable macroeconomic conditions help boost the odds of an inevitable rally. And all these data points and the macroeconomic framework suggest that a strong bull rally may be on the horizon. You're damn straight. I mean, we're currently in price discovery. I mean, 100K, baby, in play. And various analysts now see Bitcoin's most intense upside still lying ahead, despite Bitcoin gaining over 40%. Here in Q4, the market's parabolic phase has notionally begun, lasting around 300 days before the new macro top sets in. Quoting the analysts here, locally, expectations of Bitcoin reaching 6 figures for the first time in history are increasing, tempered by concerns that the FOMO rally for retail may force a significant correction. Lots of people about to become intimately familiar with the phrase FOMO on this Bitcoin cycle, according to Preston Pish, co-founder of the Investor Pod. Earlier in the month, anonymous analyst Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, shared he foresaw the main FOMO wave hitting in early 2025, Q1. Plan B referenced the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, which tends to stay above its overbought 70 level throughout the Bitcoin bull runs. Monthly RSI measured 74.4 November 18th per data from TradingView, as outlined right here, the Bitcoin 1 month chart. So there you have it. Backed shares surge 162% after reports suggest that Trump Media is buying this crypto exchange, I believe allegedly for $100 million. But let's dive a little deeper into the story and welcome everyone joining the live stream. It's 4:44 p.m. here in Puerto Rico. So yeah, Bakkt share price jumped over 162% on Monday after the Financial Times reported Trump's media company was in advanced talks to acquire the crypto exchange. Bakkt Holdings closed up 162% at $29.71 November 18th and continued to climb 16% to $34.59 after the bell. Trump Media and Tech Group, which operates the social media platform Truth Social, closed the day up 16.6%, but lost about 3.5% after hours, according to Google Finance. The Financial Times reported earlier, November 18th, citing two people with knowledge of the talks, that's Trump Media, in which the U.S. president-elect holds a majority 53% stake, was an advanced talk for an all-share purchase of Bakkt, owned by Intercontinental Exchange. And here's the stock price of Bakkt Holdings, trading at $29.71. Crypto markets have surged since Trump's election win. You can say that again. Earlier this month, which we witnessed live on stream, with Bitcoin up about 30%. Trump's campaign promised to end regulatory hostility towards the crypto industry and to amass a strategic Bitcoin stockpile, amongst other pro-crypto pledges, such as firing Gary Gensler. You're fired, Gary, so go home and get your shine box, as well as freeing Ross and making America the Bitcoin mining hub of the entire world, as well as stockpiling the Biddy and so on, as he announced at the Nashville event. If successful, the deal would represent another step by Trump in the crypto space. The incoming president already licensed his image to several NFT collections and has supported his family's crypto venture, World Liberty Financial, which is WLFI. He and his family are poised to receive 75% of the project fees. A spokesperson for Intercontinental Exchange said it had no comment when asked about the reported deal. Trump Media and Bakkt did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The valuation of the reported deal isn't known, but Bakkt is now valued at over $400 million. Oh, damn. After the stock surge. Despite the exchange struggling to turn a profit, the firm said it would wind down its crypto custody business, which never took off. The FT reported that it wouldn't be included in a deal with Trump Media. Trump is expected to face headwinds in getting a Bitcoin reserve up and running, which is our feature story of the day. Stay tuned, as it would require congressional approval. Quoting Isabella Kamiska, founder of the finance-focused news outlet The Blind Spot, getting the Bitcoin reserve established would be tricky without congressional approval, and that is the easiest way around it would be an SPV. Now, a special purpose vehicle is an SPV, or special purpose entity. It's a company creating to isolate risk for its parent company and undertake limited operations, which in this case would be buying the Bitcoin. She speculated that Trump could use Trump Media as the mechanism to make the Bitcoin strategic reserve without congressional approval. She explained in theory that Trump could order Trump Media to use Bakkt as an SPV to buy Bitcoin and set up a profit transfer agreement to donate the company's capital gains to the U.S. government. Quoting her again, if people still think this is insane, I don't think they appreciate just how much privatization is coming in the Trump administration. So there you have it, yo. And next, we're going to discuss our feature story, BlackRock backing the strategic Bitcoin reserve, as well as Van Eck backing the Bitcoin strategic reserve, as well as your boy JV backing the Bitcoin strategic reserve, as well as Adam Back backing the Bitcoin strategic reserve, and Max Kaiser and the rest of the Bitcoin OGs. So stay around, stick around. Now for our feature story of the day, BlackRock backs strategic Bitcoin reserve Satoshi Act, and the CEO confirms, referring to Dennis Porter. Not only that, but other major asset management giants are also backing the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Why wouldn't they? For example, Van Eck endorses the strategic Bitcoin reserve. They're worth like $90 billion. Insanity. And we have BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, worth north of 11 trillion, backing the Bitcoin strategic reserve. Dennis Porter wrote, the next president, U.S. senators, the largest asset managers in the world, and lawmakers across the globe are endorsing the strategic Bitcoin reserve. The time for the strategic Bitcoin reserve is now. Let me know if you agree. Now, Adam Back, the Bitcoin OG himself, wrote, if the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve happens, prepare for a seven-figure Bitcoin this cycle. The market is skeptical on meaningful follow-through for now. So that is not all priced in. James Van Straten chimed in, seven figures, I don't think I'm mentally prepared for it. Adam Back responded, that's a fairly big if, though. At least if we infer from market price, the market thinks the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve is unlikely. If that becomes real, I'd expect rapid repricing. Someone else chimed in, as much as that would be exciting, it's not going to happen. We hear this every cycle. Adam says, I said if, and that market doesn't believe it so far. Now, I chimed in here. And I wrote, forget about six figures. Seven figures ain't coming if the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve happens. And I'm going to read you some more tweets. Max Kaiser, the high priest of Bitcoin himself, wrote, Bitcoin market makers are doing a good job keeping the prices orderly, but soon their order books will get absolutely swamped with buys. And if we get $100,000 God candle, and we're going to define that again, a God candle is a $100,000 uptick on the daily chart. We define, actually, sometimes we use the term omega candle to define a $100,000 God candle, and we refer to the God candle as 10K. But nonetheless, whether you call it omega candle, God candle, Buddha candle, Satoshi candle, it's irrelevant. The fact is, we're going up forever, Laura. 100K candle in play. Max also tweeted, a break above 100,000 will trigger the buy stops, and we'll see 115,000 very quickly. Andale. Then all hell breaks loose. BTC. Oh, I can't wait. Let's go. And some more tweets. Dennis Porter says Trump's team is pushing to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve using an executive order. He has confirmed this. He's doing big moves out here, Dennis, working with governments around the world, just like Jan 3's Samson Mao. He also tweeted, and this is very powerful, step one, Trump appoints pro-Bitcoin Treasury Secretary. Right now, Polymarket shows Howard Lutnick, the most likely candidate. Howard Lutnick is the CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. It's a multi-billion-dollar firm. They have billions of dollars of Tether USDT, so they're very bullish on crypto, especially Bitcoin. Howard Lutnick also has hundreds of millions of dollars in personal Bitcoin. We have seen him. He's very close to Max. In fact, he purchased one of Max's previous companies and operations. We've seen him with Bukele and Max and in El Salvador. So it couldn't be more bullish to have a pro-Bitcoin Treasury Secretary. And right now it's looking like Howard Lutnick. Step two, Trump signs the executive order to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, also ending the auction of the Bitcoin held by the U.S. Marshals. Number three, the Treasury absorbs the Bitcoin held by the U.S. Marshals and places it into exchange stabilization fund at the Treasury. Step four, Treasury continues to add Bitcoin to the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Step five, because an EO can be, executive order, can be wiped out by the stroke of a pen, Congress acts and passes the SBR bill by Senator Lummis. This is how we win. United States, let's go. So you already know, this is a big deal. Dennis also points out, I shared more about the Exchange Stabilization Fund back in July, way before Trump was elected, and he has the receipts. I mean, he's doing big things. Much respect to Dennis Porter. Now let's dive a little deeper into this story. BlackRock backing the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Typically, BlackRock gets what BlackRock wants. So if BlackRock wants a strategic Bitcoin reserve, some say they control the U.S. government. They're worth $11 trillion. They have their hands in everything. In fact, even MicroStrategy, BlackRock's a primary shareholder. Can't make this ish up. They have a piece in virtually over 90% of the companies in the S&P 500. virtually meaning they own everything. So here we go. With President-elect Trump's recent commitment to using Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset for the U.S., speculation regarding the timing and feasibility of this initiative has intensified within the industry, as it should. This proposal, first articulated during the 2024 National Bitcoin Conference in Nashville earlier in the year by Trump and pro-crypto Senator Cynthia Lummis, has garnered significant attention as major financial players weigh in on the potential implications. Notably, BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager and leading issuer of crypto ETFs, has reportedly expressed support for establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve. As revealed by Trump's previous statements and Senator Lummis's bill, this initiative aims to address the country's staggering national debt of roughly $36 trillion by leveraging Bitcoin's unique attributes as a digital asset. Dennis Porter, co-founder, CEO of the nonprofit organization, the Satoshi Action Fund, confirmed BlackRock's endorsement of the strategic Bitcoin reserve while emphasizing that Trump's administration is actively pursuing the creation of this reserve through an executive order. Porter indicated that his discussions with the U.S. Senate offices reveal significant backing of this plan, stating the following: "Game on, President Trump. The race is on." He highlighted the situation's urgency, suggesting that Trump's team is motivated to act swiftly to implement the reserve before any state can adopt similar legislation. We call this, my friends, game theory. Porter further noted that he is racing to pass the strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation at the state level, potentially ahead of any federal executive order, underscored by his confidence that such laws could be enacted within days of Trump assuming office. Now, interestingly, Trump's proposal has found resonance outside the U.S., with Porter revealing he has been invited to speak to members of Congress and Parliament in two different countries, one in Europe and another in Latin America, about establishing a similar strategic Bitcoin reserve. Let's go. And in parallel with these developments, BlackRock released a report indicating a renewed optimism surrounding regulatory clarity of Bitcoin and digital assets, particularly following the recent U.S. elections. The report suggests that Trump's campaign commitment to a strategic Bitcoin reserve, alongside the electoral success of pro-crypto politicians in both the House and the Senate, can create a favorable macroeconomic environment for Bitcoin's adoption. Well, of course. Now, Robbie Machitnik, head of the digital assets of BlackRock, highlighted that while Bitcoin's long-term adoption will be driven by its fundamental use case as a global monetary alternative, other factors, such as the declining real interest rates, may also be catalysts for the increased acceptance. So there you have it. Mass adoption on the way. VanEck endorsing Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. BlackRock endorsing Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. We have, Adam Back, Bitcoin OG, endorsing Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. We have Samson Mao. We got Max Kaiser. Can you say 100K? God Candle in play. Send it. And let's freaking go. What are your thoughts, family? Holla at your boy, and welcome to the Q&A segment of the live stream. We're going to flip this live stream into a Q&A session while we're watching the charts, and let's see how the charts are reacting after tapping that new all-time high. This is the 1 month chart via TradingView via Coinbase. We're going to zoom that mofo in, and we're going to take a look here at the 1 minute. Currently, Bitcoin's above 92.6, a little bit of a correction after tapping a new all-time high